Let's talk about this season of Summer House and hetero hell. Over the summer, when I was first watching the show, I wrote after season 5, that horrible COVID season, about how this show is just an example of like dating when you're a straight person in your 20s and how it's a nightmare. And every single season continues to prove this with the Sierra and Wes situation and now the Lexi and Jesse situation. It's just like turning into more and more of a display of what a nightmare this is. My friend Claire Parker of Celebrity Memoir Book Club made a really, really excellent video about how a lot of times in straight relationships, women, and obviously not 100% of the time, but often women will seek closure for their relationships and they'll have like one final conversation to like get a final bow on everything that happened. And like, I think it's frustrating watching this dynamic play out this season because it's obvious that like West is a coward, right? In every sense of the word, he has never once wanted to take accountability for anything with what he did to Sierra, which I defended him only in the sense that you were allowed to date people, but you're also allowed to break up with them. And it seems like he didn't fully break up with her. He was just like, ooh, I don't know. And then went to the press and told the New York Times that he didn't like her. But he never actually said the words, I do not like you. I do not want to date you. I do not want to be with you. And we will never be anything again to Sierra. This happened to Sierra before with Austin, which made me dislike her and I got dragged for it. But now I came around, I watched the traders, I'm on her side. I just like, it's irritating that this keeps happening and it feels very male coded in the sense that like men do not want to come across as bad guys, right? In real life and on TV right now, West doesn't want to actually take the L of dating her and then breaking up with her because like it's not that bad to date someone and then decide that they're not for you, right? If you guys have different values, if Sierra wants to move to New Jersey and have 20 kids and West wants to live in New York and date 22-year-old Instagram models, obviously they're incompatible. That's a real reason to break up. The fact is, he isn't saying that to her. He's letting her linger in these feelings of like, maybe we will, maybe we can make out, maybe we can hook up. But like, he doesn't want to be her boyfriend. And at the end of the day, he helped disarm her, emotional walls, made her like fall for him, and then was like, I don't actually like you, but never said those words. This season, in their first two conversations, he's doing that really irritating thing that instead of like taking the accountability or like saying, I was wrong, I fucked up, I'm so sorry, he's just letting her yell at him so that he shrinks and he makes himself look like, oh, I'm the good guy, right? She's yelling, she looks crazy, she looks like she's unhinged, unstable, she's not over it because she has all of this emotion for a situation that just happened to her a couple of months ago, whereas he has been like flitting around the country doing God knows what, talking to the New York Times, dating Instagram girlies, and now he gets to look like innocent when she looks unstable. And it's really irritating that he's using these like old misogynistic playbook tropes to set her up and make her look like she has all of these feelings for him, that she's obsessed with him, that she never got over him, when the situation A, wasn't that long ago, and B, she never actually did get that closure because he was nice to her when they had the conversation after the reunion, but then didn't speak to her ever again, went to the New York Times, and now is like, oh, but we can like hang out if you want, right? He's never actually, again, cutting that emotional cord by saying, I don't like you and I don't want to marry you. We're seeing some weirdness here where Jesse is like throwing himself at her and he's like, I love her, that's my girl, while also not wanting to put a label on it and not wanting to like lock it down. Lexi, I do feel bad for Lexi. I think we're having three separate conversations here. Number one, Lexi is a very, very sad example of the sort of misogyny within the Bravo fandom, right? Because Reddit hates her. And I know it is very easy. I'm a man. I'm not going to like sit here and drag her for everything going on with her. But like, it is very easy for her to walk into the situation where she's like 26. She wears, very revealing outfits. She has kind of interesting makeup choices and like talks in this little baby voice and is like, I'm the cutest, sexiest baby that ever existed. And then this week she pulled out, girls hate me because I'm so beautiful and it's so hard to be me because I'm so naturally beautiful and everyone is so jealous of me. Like, there's a lot going on there that I'm not going to unpack, but like if I say the words out loud to you, you can see why they sound crazy, right? Like it is very obvious to understand why why women do not like her and would not like her when she is sort of setting herself up in this way. Number two, the weirdness of like, and I'm sorry, you guys can come for me, of straight people like hanging out in a group and then making out in front of you is so odd and will never not be odd to me. Like I have spent 15 years hanging out with queer people, hanging out with straight people. Gay people don't really do this to me, like gay male couples. I don't see people like fully having a conversation with you, then sitting on each other's laps and like making out. And I only ever see straight people doing this, and it is so odd to me. They've been doing it now for 2 episodes of just like fully participating in a conversation and then turning to each other and making out, and you're sitting there like, what do you want me to do? Like, I have to sit here and watch this. This is horrible. And number three, Jesse obviously wants to like have his cake and eat it too, where he wants her to like date him and they can hook up when they're in the house. I don't know if they're gonna stay together when they're in the city, but he doesn't want to be her boyfriend, right? And this is now what's coming to a head. And I feel like what we're gonna see throughout the season, where they're like hooking up and they're together, but are they really together? Are they putting a label on it? Again, a sort of really prominent microcosm of dating issues that we're seeing in New York and especially throughout the country today, where people sort of enter into these casual relationships and they're like, I want to hook up with you and I want to hang out with you, but I don't want anything else. But they won't tell you that they don't want anything else. As always with these things, I wish them all an ounce of luck.